Hey, barbecue family.
Happy Friday, everybody.
How's everybody doing? We've got Fritz Frank. We've got Eva Llama. Of course, our man, Hot Tommy. Looks like we've got Farah. How's everybody doing? Yes, we are always on time, Hot Tommy.
Never a second late. If we can control it, which knock on wood.
Oh, don't even say
I
that,
don't even
buddy.
want to even breathe tech issues because we
No.
haven't had them.
No.
Okay.
What? You just
Where's
did breathe
some
it.
wood? Where's
No.
some wood?
Oh, my good heavens.
Let's really get knocking there, people.
And I don't even want to breathe snowstorms.
Buddy, absolutely not.
Everybody knows in Canada, March is like that weird time when anything goes. So
Yep.
we're setting the clocks forward, but a minute later, it could be a snowstorm again.
Just a reminder about that, guys. I always need like 20 reminders about the time change.
This is the bad one.
And then I still wake up on Sunday being like, come on.
I know, I'm like, why is it like, it feels like noon already?
We got C-Mac in the house. Hey, C-Mac. We have Mary. We have Kimmer Shep. Hello, guys. Happy Friday.
Hey, guys. How's everybody doing? Hey, Saucy Rossi. How are you?
Hey, Saucy Rossi.
We're going to have a lot of fun today, guys. We're in the barbecue bunker, hoping to emerge like the groundhog, go back upstairs sooner than later.
I cannot wait for that.
I'm over winter clothes. I'm over the snow. Who's with me?
Yeah. Legs.
The temp.
Legs
I hear he's saying, yeah.
All legs up. Everything's up. I'm over it, guys. I cannot wait for the spring.
Give me the graphic, temp.
What?
There we go.
There he is. We got the temp in the house.
I heard him going to it. I heard clicking. I was like, yeah, he's going right to it.
Guys, that's right. The temp, he's here with us. He's running the show. You guys know him. You love him. Sometimes you guys throw a couple bones his way too.
Yeah, very sweet. Our audience always has him in mind.
See, Saucy Rossi said, I appreciate the reminder about the clocks. Guys, me too.
I forgot.
Still forget.
I forgot until this morning, and our friend Sue Jeffries reminded me on the radio, and I was like, you know what? It's bad and good because that means spring is closer.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I'll take it.
The maple sap is dripping. We're there, guys. It's almost spring.
Mary also said she needed the reminder too.
Yes.
We're not alone here, guys.
No, we're not. Okay. It's Friday. We're going to have some fun. We got to kick the show. Actually, wait, no. Who got first on the grill?
We got to talk about first on the grill, guys. He's back, baby. Bat 13. He got it.
Way to go, Bat 13.
And I think I put the show up earlier than usual today, and he was right there.
He had to reclaim it. He was waiting.
He was ready and waiting. We have Michael McGuire. He's also ready and waiting. He's saying good afternoon, Maddie and Kiki.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Hot Tommy throwing out a super chat. Thank you very much, Hot Tommy. That's very nice of you.
You're so sweet. I'm going to say, I bet it's probably to the temp, though. Let's be honest. Yeah, let's ring that bell, baby.
Very nice of you, HT. Thank you so much.
And HT, we're welcome that you're back because he missed the show last week, too. He's back in the house. It ain't the same without him.
No. Okay, so before we get going on the show, we got a very special guest. We're making something very, very delicious. We got to kick off the show the same way we do every single week. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I'm undecided.
Some weeks I love it. Some weeks I'm like, oh my goodness, is that me? Is it you? It's both the combination.
I feel like during it's all right. And then if we watch the playback, it's like, I thought that sounded a lot better than that.
Well, you guys are getting it if you like it or you want it, okay? We're doing it anyway.
Right, here we go.
All right, guys, let's do this. Friday. Yes, it's Friday. Oh, yeah.
I feel like these sleeves are made for this song.
Oh, you're really working them, honey.
What are these called? Bell bottoms? Bell
sleeves?
Yes.
Bell sleeves. Let's go with bell sleeves. Bell bottoms are back, baby.
Yes,
they never leave.
They've been in
my closet.
They've never left. I've been wearing them all straight through.
We got Jammin' Johnny saying, one and only beef, babes. That's what he calls us when we're wearing these lovely aprons. Which, guys, people have asked where you can get these aprons. And every single time that we partner with Canada Beef, in the caption, there is actually a link to the store. So you can click it, go over there, get it. This is the first time I've seen a denim apron, and it's one of my faves.
It goes with everything.
That's why
I love denim.
We were talking about that pre-show. I'm like, sometimes it's hard to find an apron that you can wear that doesn't like affect the ensemble that you're wearing underneath. This one goes with everything.
And I don't know if this is like a fashion rule or not, but I feel like pair anything with denim and it instantly looks fashionable.
Up top, I will second that. I'm not the one to say if that's fashionable or not, but I'm going to go with it.
Hey, C-Mac, in my books it is.
C-Mac's watching on Insta and everywhere else.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
All right, guys, we've got a very special guest joining us today. You know her, you love her.
We know her, we love her.
Her name is Joyce. She's with Canada Beef, and she's here to talk all about beef today. Joyce, welcome to the show.
Let's welcome Joyce.
Oh, hi there.
Joyce.
Hi, Joyce. How are
Welcome
you?
back to the show, Joyce. We're so happy that you're here. It's on back to the show's back to Fridays. It feels right.
That's right. No, I'm glad to be here. Thanks. And I'm really excited about the recipe you guys have to share today.
Joyce, I'm not even joking. This is not only one of the easiest recipes that we've ever come up with, but one of the best recipes. And that's saying a lot because we make a lot of recipes.
and it's one of the easiest.
That's what I know. I think that's why I love it. And Joyce, you know, we're obsessed with the grill. We're obsessed with the barbecue. But with this method, you don't even have to use your grill or your barbecue. You can just make it in the oven, which I found super cool.
Yeah, no, it's great. And I love that we're talking about ground beef because ground beef is really popular. Everybody can access it. Everybody loves it. But, you know, there's a lot of misconceptions around ground beef. And it's a favorite of everybody. So I was really glad to see that. We've often talked about cuts here on the show and specific beef cuts, but ground beef's the favorite. So why not work with that?
And you're right. We've talked about all kinds of interesting cuts, some cuts that are kind of tricky to track down. But this ground beef can be found in every single grocery store, which is so cool.
Yeah, that's right. And I see you've got a nice call up here about, you know, why it's popular. Works across all kinds of different cuisines. You know, you can put it in Asian recipes or Indian recipes, anything really. And it works. Meatballs.
Yep. And I found it really interesting that out of all the ground meats in Canada, ground beef is the #1, which is very cool.
Yeah, that's right. And lean is the forerunner, and extra lean is also very popular. But I know that you're going to be cooking with ground chuck, which was a medium, which is interesting. It's from a specific muscle area, and it's very flavorful because it's a muscle that works a lot. So it has a lot of beefy flavor. So I'm kind of glad you chose that one to work with. That'll be delicious, I'm sure.
Me too. And I'm usually an extra lean or a lean ground beef gal, but I saw this and I was like, ooh, because you don't always see ground chuck in the grocery store. And the fact that it was medium, I'm like, let's go with it. We're making burgers. Why not?
Well, it makes a really flavorful burger because it has a little bit higher fat content. And I don't know if you were aware of this or not, but we talked to a lot of consumers, and most people don't understand that the definitions of lean, extra lean, medium, these are all like label definitions. So, and they apply to all ground meats. So whether it's lean ground chicken, lean ground turkey, lean ground beef, they all have the same maximum fat content. So there's really no savings in fat. And a need to switch. You know, each type of muscle protein, whether it's from chicken, turkey, or beef, they all have their own little package of unique nutrient values, right? So it's important to know that you just can't really substitute one or the other. Beef's really an iron king. It has the most zinc by far. And so these things are important to keep in mind. And there's no need to switch out just because you think you want to have something leaner. They all have the same maximum fat content. So for lean, you've got 17% fat content. With extra lean, it's 10%. And there's lots of choices in here, right? Like there's lots of choices between medium, regular, lean, and extra lean.
Yep. Which is always, it's good to have the option, and depending on what you're making, you're going to go for different ones. So it's cool that even the different fat categories you can find across grocery stores.
That's right. And they're pretty much all readily available.
It seems that way.
And you can control the fat content even further if you want to drain the fat off.
Yes, exactly. Which that's what we're actually doing in this recipe today. I don't usually drain fat though when I'm cooking with ground beef. I don't, especially if you're doing extra lean. I don't really feel like there's a need to, but today we're using the medium, and you do need to.
Well, and you've got it in a pan, right? So like with meatloaf or meatballs, or you kind of want that
a chili even.
Off.
Yes. Because you want that flavor in there.
That's right. So I find I even like to poach meatballs in a sauce because then you get all the ground beef flavor there.
Our grandma taught us to do that, remember? And it makes for such a juicy, succulent meatball when you make it like that.
Yeah, a
And
lot of
so
people.
tender
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
people think to brown meatballs first and then add them, but then it kind of creates like an impenetrable hard crust.
Yeah,
like
like
it
the
doesn't.
sauce doesn't get in there.
Yeah, like it doesn't make like a nice succulent outside.
Yeah, that's
Like
what I have found too. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess
Yep,
it's
I've
just a
done it both
preference.
ways, but poaching, that's top notch to me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Joyce,
But anyway, you're not going to grill these burgers, right? And your recipe really saves a lot of time. So I'm excited to see how that works out for you.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, Joyce, what is your favorite recipe to use ground beef in? Just out of curiosity.
Okay, that's very hard
My
to
favorite
probably nail down.
Yeah, like what is your favorite thing to
Well,
make with ground beef?
I love a bolognese sauce. Delicious.
You
Or
can't
if
go
I
wrong
am
with the
going to,
bolognese.
no, I know. And sometimes I add a little bit of bacon in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Or I will brown even in a bacon fat just
Yep.
to add another flavor dimension to it. And like we were just talking about, if I'm going to make meatballs, I'm going to simmer it in the sauce to
Joyce
cook
knows
them.
what's up.
Yep, she certainly does. Okay, so Joyce, did we want to quickly just go over the ground beef mythbusters that we have up here on screen?
Oh, sure.
Because
Sure.
I found these, I thought this was very interesting. Because it makes you
Okay.
think, especially where it says ground beef is not junk food. A lot of people, I think, they associate burgers in particular as being like an unhealthy option. But I love that you mentioned before that the burger patty itself is actually the healthiest part of a meal once you start adding the French fries, the pop, like that's the unhealthy part.
That's right. And sometimes the portion sizes are just out of control, the
Yep.
triple stack burger. I am finding like the trend towards the smash burger really gives you so much flavor because you get browning and crusting all over.
Yes.
That those are a nice way to get a lot of beef flavor without having to go like with multiple thick patties on a bun. I love them. And yeah, the burger is where you're probably getting the most nutrient value out of a meal. That is the combo, if they
Yep.
call it at fast food service. So, don't dismiss that. You can often ask for a burger to be done inside a lettuce leaf too, if you're looking to avoid gluten or don't want those carbs. And that points to the next myth buster. We often get questions about, well, is there water added into the ground beef, or is there Fred food coloring added into the ground beef? And that's completely false. It would be adulteration, and it's not allowed. So and it is monitored by random testing. So none of that's true. And
Wow.
there
Okay,
are
good.
no.
That's a huge one to bust. I love that because I
Yeah.
have heard multiple people question that and wonder that. So I love that we're like making it known that that's not the case.
Yeah, ground beef is a bright cherry red color when it gets exposed to oxygen, and that happens with the films that they use to overwrap ground beef. But if it's completely devoid of oxygen in the packaging, it'll look sort of purpley. And then you'll see as you open up that package and give it a minute or two, it'll actually bloom color with the oxygen and turn that cherry red. But it's not a matter of dye that's made it that color.
That is very interesting.
Very good info.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a burger is might have some fillers added to it, like if you get a preformed burger from a store. So just check the label. But if it's saying, a ground beef patty, it shouldn't have any fillers to it. Sometimes they call them seasoned, and that will mean that they've added some flavorings or seasonings, maybe just salt and pepper to it, or garlic salt. So just look at the label when you're buying things like meatballs, something that's pre-made. Yeah, I already did talk about how all the grinds, no matter what animal they come from, have the same maximum fat content. Most people just don't have an idea about that at all. Were you aware of that?
No, I found that I learned something new when you sent that
Okay.
along. I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, me too. And I also did wonder about the dyes as well, because that is something that's like thrown around there. So it's like for you to say that it is absolutely false is reassuring.
Yes, I don't know who comes up with this stuff, and then someone hears it, it spreads, and then it just gets out of control, and then people just take it as fact.
Yeah.
Well, in England they call ground beef minced beef, and I think that's almost a better term for it because it is just meat that's minced, so it's beef, and they minced it. That's it.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. I think that we should try to bring that over here.
Yeah, you're right. That's more like explains what it actually is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Anyway, yeah. Any other questions about ground beef before you get going?
Oh, I'm sure we're gonna probably have some throughout the show. So we'll do our best to answer them. But Joyce, we're happy that we have you now for Ravenous Rewind. I'm excited about this week's question.
Me too.
Joyce is like, oh no. Okay, so Joyce, the question this week is, what was the worst meal you ever prepared, and what happened that it turned out so bad?
Well, I was having to make a meal for my brother and a fella. He had a friend. He was an older brother with a cute older friend, and so you're trying to make an impression somewhat. And I was in charge of the meal. My grandmother was away, and I was in a hurry. I'm working on a geography project or something, and so I thought, okay, I can make a stew. We have stew meat. And so I just thought, okay, I've seen my grandmother do this before. You take it out of the freezer, you thaw it out, you put it in a pot, you add some carrots and stuff, and you bring it to a boil and you let it like cook.
Yeah. How hard could that be?
Oh no.
Well, you can't make a stew in like 20 minutes with stewing beef. And it was a bit like, boiled vegetables, boiled meat. It was like chewing elastics. And I've come a long way, I think, in my beef education over the years.
Okay, but good for you for even taking that on and like taking something on to try and impress someone else with a dish that you've never made before.
Exactly.
Well, he wasn't impressed. And, it just goes to show that I've been seeing my grandmother, and you take for granted that you know what you're doing because, hey, you've seen this before.
Yes.
But how much attention did you pay? Like that's really the thing.
And
the
thing
nuances of understanding, that, you do have to take into account what cut are you cooking and how are you going to cook it.
Yeah. I think people, when they're good at something, they make it look so easy. They fool other people into thinking, well, I could do that just from staring at them do it. But they don't realize how not easy it is.
But Joyce was kind of ahead of her time because she was like, maybe I could do like a 20-minute meal here, but not for stew.
Yeah, I would approach it a little differently now. Yeah.
That is so funny. And that's how we learn.
Exactly.
We've all been there.
That is so true. That is how you learn. And Joyce, literally, like when you were telling this story, you knew exactly what project you were working on. It brings you right back to the day. Like it's like locked in your memory, unfortunately.
Yes.
Fortunately and unfortunately.
I find that you remember the worst meals more than you do the great meals. The great meals start to blend in. When they're good, you're like, they're really great, but the worst ones truly stick out.
It's so true.
Well, it was a pain point, but a good pain point. Because look what I do now.
Exactly. You would never ever like let that happen again ever again.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like foreshadowing, I think. Yeah.
All right, Joyce. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. We always appreciate you taking the time. And we've loved hearing more about ground beef.
You always bring such important knowledge with you, Joyce. So thank you so much.
Oh, that was fun.
Thank you, Joyce. We better get cooking.
Yes. Stay tuned because this is going to be a really good one.
Okay. Bye now.
Okay. Thanks, Joyce.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Happy Friday. All right, guys. As usual, she didn't disappoint.
No.
She's always bringing us words of wisdom.
Oh my goodness.
And knocking out those myths, which I think is so cool because I personally also learned a lot from that.
Yes, me too. It's true. And you're right. It's weird how a lot of information does get spread, especially that is one bad thing about the internet is that people can post whatever they want, say whatever they want, and then it becomes fact before you know it.
Someone takes it on and then it just snowballs from there. It's ridiculous. Fritz Frank is
Hey,
saying, I can
TikTok.
confirm watching someone make an awesome meal doesn't mean yours will turn out the same, especially if you're watching sports and drinking instead of focusing on the meal. Look, we've all been there, Fritz Frank.
Yeah. All right, so we are going to get rocking and rolling with this recipe. I'm going to get started on a very simple SPG. So
yes, because guys, we are making sheet pan ground chuck burgers. Okay, so I want to know if anybody.
Gorgeous photo.
Yeah, it's. I'm sorry,
Flirty Birdie hitting us with a beautiful photo.
Okay, but does a burger not speak for itself? A burger is one of the most prettiest things that you'll ever set your eyes on, in my opinion, in the culinary world.
Yeah. So you could do these with just some salt and pepper, definitely. But why not? SPG is like salt and pepper on steroids. Just a little extra help.
Salt, pepper, garlic. It's as easy as that.
Yeah.
Guys, Saucy Rossi, thank you for being here. He's saying great guest. Guys, Joyce, she's been on the show. I think maybe that was her hat trick. I think she's the first person to be on 3 times. And she always brings the knowledge with her. So we are very happy to have Joyce. Hopefully she's still watching as well.
And if you have any questions for Joyce, if she is still watching, I'm sure she'll be happy to answer them in the comments as well.
You guys know she was a wealth of knowledge, especially about ground beef in particular, because that's what we're talking about today.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna we've got our garlic. We're gonna go in with a nice Malden sea salt.
Guys, break out the good stuff here, people.
Yeah, this one's nice because if you haven't had this salt, some things are overrated. I'm the first one to admit that, but Malden salt is not one of them. It's so nice.
Agreed. Barbecue Jones, that's scary. He's saying Joyce is amazing. He knows. We have Rick S saying happy Friday, ladies. Rick, we're happy that you're here with us. We got Becca here with us. We have Barbecue Dave here with us. Kathy saying she loves cooking meatballs and homemade sauce. It's been a hot minute, though. I know it's so true, guys. That's a game changer. That little tip in itself, poaching the meatballs in the sauce, is incredible.
Yeah, Tom's saying I tried making this last night. Taste was off the charts, but I think my execution needs adjusting.
Tom, you tried making the sheet pan burgers? Tom's ahead of the game here.
Yes.
That's incredible. Okay, but Tom, did you do it with ground chuck? Check that out, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I don't come across ground chuck that often. But when I did, I saw this in the grocery store, and originally I had designed the recipe around a lean ground beef. But I saw ground chuck and I was like, let's try it out. Let's really try it out here. So guys, I will say we are making this in our little Ninja air fryer oven. So technically, when you're making these in a typical onion, your pan is going to be like double the size of this. So that's why today for the show, we're doing like a half recipe basically. But you would get your regular standard cookie sheet, baking pan, sheet pan, whatever you want to call it, and you can make this on that.
Okay, Saucy Rossi saying SPG is unreal. The Texas secret use Lawry's. Is it Lawry's? Lawry's?
Yep.
I'm saying both.
It's
seasoned salt as the S in the SPG. That would be fantastic. If you haven't tried Malden, that's also going to be really, really great. You literally just mix up salt, pepper, garlic. That's it. You got yourself an SPG. And it's just that little extra flavor.
Did you already do it?
Yeah.
See, look at how quick that is, guys.
And you can make it as much as little as you want. This is a coarse ground pepper. Hey, Parth is saying happy Friday. How are you? Coarse ground pepper. I will hand this off to you, honey.
Can you put that right down there for me, honey?
Yeah, because as usual, I've got a lot to do over here.
Get crying, buddy. Get crying. Yeah. You don't need to see your tears here, okay? This is all easy. Guys, I swear to goodness gracious, you guys know we usually make things on the grill, okay? We're down here. We're in the BBQ Bunker because it's winter. We've made tons and tons of different burger recipes over the years. I'm going to say this is... I don't want to say my absolute favorite, but I kind of do want to say my absolute favorite, just based on the fact that this is the easiest burger that you will ever make. Like, you know how normally people have like the burger presses? Yeah. Sometimes people can just like freewheel it like we do and just do it by hand. You don't have to make any patties. You're just making one big patty on the pan like we have here. And if you're wondering, well, guys, how's that going to bind? You know, when you're cooking ground beef in a pan and people get like, oh, honey, the onions.
Yeah, red onions are really...
Watch your fingies, man.
Yeah.
You know how when people are cooking ground beef in a pan, and some people even have like a specific like kitchen tool to like break up the ground beef in the pan?
Yeah.
So like ground beef naturally will just stick together. You don't have to worry about something binding. So I feel like that's a myth too. We're busting all kinds of myths. That like, you know, people are like, you need an egg binder. You don't.
No.
That in itself will stay a patty just like that with no binder in it.
Ooh, these are really pungent.
It's a red one, honey. I'm sorry. I don't know why I picked that.
Okay, that's all right. I'm making it happen. Okay, so we've got our onion diced up. And another great thing about these is that instead of like if you're making burgers on the grill and you're taking the onion out there and you're trying to like delicately perch some onion on top and half of it's getting off and falling into the grill, you don't have to worry about that with these.
Which, guys, don't act like you haven't done that. We've all done that.
And
okay?
whenever
I've lost onions to the grill grates before. I've lost cheese to the grill grates before. And that's another thing about this is that when you put the onions and the cheese on this, you don't lose cheese. I'm sorry if that's not a reason to make these. I don't know what is here.
Yeah, I hate putting onions on burgers when they're on the grill because I feel like you can't get you lose like 90% of them.
Agreed.
Okay, we've got our tomato that we're going to slice up for afterwards as well. So this isn't obviously going to go on before this goes into the oven. I'm just on chopping absolutely everything today for some
at least you got the onion
reason.
over with.
Okay, so we've got a nice tomato here, and we're just going to slice it up. I personally cannot stand when I go and get a burger out and I get a giant honking piece of tomato.
Mm-hmm.
I like a nicely
I know,
thinly
what is
sliced
with that?
tomato.
It's not hard to really like. Well, I don't go thin.
I do.
He's going paper thin.
Because then I double up.
And you guys know she's gonna do what she's gonna do.
Yeah,
There's
you
no
do.
talking to her.
I'm glad you've accepted
that. I have over the years. Look, whether I'm just saving myself some breath here, okay? Because whether I say it or not, she's gonna do what she's gonna do. Let's be honest.
I'm glad we've reached that point.
And guys, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Look at how easy that was. Look at how easy. This is the sheet pan. This is the big patty. You're basically making a huge patty. And this, guys, because there is no filler in here, this will contract as it cooks because the fat is going to come out. So this looks like a huge amount of meat here. But as it cooks, the fat draws out and this will constrict and contract and it will look a lot smaller.
And
but so you're basically just making it the same, like you're just using your hands and feeling that it's all even because you want this to cook evenly.
And TikTok, hold your horses. You can see this in just a second, but unfortunately from this view, you can't get a lot.
Yeah, I'm going to wash up and then I'm going to get our seasoning on there.
All right, so we've got our tomatoes sliced up, ready to rock and roll for when we're all set to go at the end there. And I'm going to move on to our burger sauce. So very, very simple burger sauce to put together. Now, I can already hear a lot of you guys saying, even without you saying, why are you making a burger sauce? You could just buy one. You know how like I can.
Why is it an argument for people these days?
You can make everything
homemade better.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. It's just always going to be better.
And now, if I can buy a boiled egg, don't come at me with like if you can buy it because you can buy literally everything.
Exactly.
I have seen boiled prepackaged eggs in the grocery store, and I'm like, come on, people.
Yeah, that's next level lazy.
Eggs conveniently come with a shell on them that you can crack off yourself.
I've seen pre-peeled oranges.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Ridiculous.
Yes, me too.
TikTok, check that out. That took me 2 seconds. Okay, Becca's watching and Becca said, Maddie, you've been patting that down forever. It must be therapeutic. It is. I'm not going to lie, okay? It is very therapeutic. Mary's joining us and she said, I make my own burger sauce.
Yes.
And Becca's also saying, love me a homemade homemade sauce. Team Kiki.
Yes,
Team Kiki
guys.
all the way.
Now, I see CJ is saying he doesn't want sauce. CJ, what's happening here?
What?
Is this because you're trying to eat healthier or like what is happening? Why don't you want sauce?
Oh, yes, that's right.
Is that why?
It could be that.
Okay. Well, then I get it.
It could be that. Okay, so guys, I'm just gonna put this seasoning on. Now, you guys know we have preached many, many times, season both sides of especially meat when you're cooking meat. But in this case, there is no flipping required for these burgers. So to counteract that doesn't mean we're gonna go lighter on the side. You're gonna go a little bit heavier just to make sure that this is properly seasoned. If you don't do that, then it won't be seasoned properly.
Temp, I can hear you.
And I can see what Saucy Rossi said. Guys, leave it to this crowd, okay?
Yeah.
Leave it to this crowd.
Okay, CJ's saying, nah, just don't like sauce on my burgers. Meat, cheese, bun, maybe some bacon. Was that a good CJ?
That's how I heard him say it.
Me too.
Right.
That's dry. What?
Not this burger. Wait till you see this. This
Yeah,
is
I know,
gonna be
but
so juicy.
You need the sauce and the toppings to help it. Like that, you got to help it along. I never got the people that don't like condiments and stuff on a burger.
Okay, but
Like,
you know how if you know how we're going onions and tomato on here? I feel like that can be juicy enough. And a tomato juices it up enough.
Yeah. Okay, so burger sauce.
CJ's confirming close enough.
All right.
On the delivery of CJ's tone.
Okay, so for burger sauce, we're going to start off with some mayonnaise. In my opinion, you cannot have a burger. You can skip a lot of things on a burger, but you cannot skip the mayonnaise.
100%. Now, guys, I have our oven preheating. So if you're making this in a regular oven, you're going to go 400 degrees, 15 minutes, no flipping, no babysitting. Is that not the easiest thing?
Yeah, it is.
Is that not literally the easiest thing?
Yeah.
So guys, check that out. Look at that Maldon salt on there. Those big flakes. He really hit us hard with those, and I ain't mad at it.
You got to have it salty. That's the secret to making this taste like takeout. You're trying to spare salt. Now's not the time to do it.
Okay, Becca, you are hilarious. Becca's like, I got to admit that the first time I saw this recipe, I cringed due to the lack of barbecuing. Look, that's our girl, Becca. Okay, she knows what comes off of a grill is always going to be good. But she said, but in M&K we trust, so I know this has to be good. Becca, thank you for having faith and thank you for trusting, because I'm not going to lie, I had my doubts about this too, because you guys know we've been crazy about the sheet pan lately. Mm-hmm. And when we came up with this, I was like, I don't know, because again, we grill, we smoke, we do all the things on the outdoor grills and the outdoor cookers. But this is cool because if you don't have a barbecue or you don't have a grill, you can make this. But I'm not going to lie, guys, we have grills, smokers galore. I've been making, this is probably my fourth time making this.
And I've had to hear about it every time.
Sorry, I'm obsessed with that. All right.
You can even do that on if you don't want to turn on the oven in the summertime, get that. You can do that in the oven.
You can do this indirect. Don't put this right on over the heat source, but do it indirect, and you could cook this on the grill too. And I'm not joking, Becca. It does get color on it. It does taste delectable still. You guys know we wouldn't lead you wrong. I ain't going to stand here and try and convince people to eat a burger that's not delectable.
Add a little charcoal, get some charcoal flavor on there. If you had that on the grill, that would be spectacular.
Totally.
Okay. We're going
to get this in.
Okay, we're going to go in with some mustard. Now, I just noticed one thing that this burger sauce is missing. Can anyone guess what it is? And I'm not happy about it.
Relish.
Yes. What's happening here, man?
I'm gonna
you dropped the
real.
ball, man.
No, I'm gonna keep it real. Not a relish gal.
What?
Mm-mm.
You don't want to hit me with a diced up pickle? What is this, amateur hour?
No, yeah. Excuse me. Dill pickle, yes.
Okay. I was like, what's happening? That's mandatory. In order for something to taste like burger, you got to have yourself a pickle of some kind. Relish, a straight up pickle.
Is it your secret sauce?
Well, the secret's out. It's going to suck.
Yeah.
Just joking.
Okay. I love a pickle on my burger, but I don't like it diced up. If you're going to go pickle, go straight up pickle. I don't want it in the sauce. It's not to be in the sauce. This is my sauce. If this was your sauce, you do you. Okay?
Fine.
I like your portions, at least. Your proportions there.
Well, I can adjust them as I go.
Becca's saying pickles mandatory, 100%. Farrah is saying pickles, question mark, 100%, guys.
Yeah, guys. Farrah, you got it.
Okay, so while that is in the oven, honey, can you put this off to the side? Because we're going to bring this out. He's got some toot on her today, and you know what? I'm welcoming it today.
Yeah, saucy Rossi. Interesting. I like relish with pickles. So you're saying you like relish and pickles?
Okay, Saucy Rossi taking that to that next level.
Guys, is anybody missing the point that relish is just pickles?
No, it's not.
Are we not getting that?
Way too sweet sometimes. Sometimes it's a fluorescent green.
You get a dill pickle relish.
Yeah, that's not your tip, buddy. When you say relish, people think the sweet relish.
Guys, when you are so if you go to any fast food place and you've got a burger sauce on there, there's sugar in it. So if you add relish, you're just getting that. It's just adding to it. You're not getting it's not going to be super sweet.
I never get relish in my burger. Sorry. Each to their own. You do you.
Okay.
HT sharing something interesting. He's been called a pickle before. I don't want to know the grounds to that. Or maybe
not.
I do.
I don't think I do.
All right, guys, we are going to be starting to shred up some cheddar. Okay. Who here takes the extra effort and shreds their own cheese?
I think everybody
buy the pre-shredded, because I mix and mingle. Sometimes I get the shredded. Sometimes I don't. But let's be real. This is always going to be better doing it yourself.
I think brick cheese came back in popularity once people realized all the stuff that goes on to shredded cheese. Yeah. Shredded cheese comes with a lot more like additives to keep it from clumping together. So I think a lot of people now, I think brick is back in fashion.
I'm too short for this. This counter is higher than my counter at home.
Okay, so I see where you're going here.
I gotta give it some tippy toes.
You're doing it, honey. Okay, I see where you're going here. Flirty Murdy likes a horseradish-based burger sauce.
I like horseradish on almost everything.
So do I. I do as well, and that's fine.
It's not your typical condiment for a burger, but guys, Becca said she's trusting me, so Becca, stay with me.
Look at how much I'm putting in there. This is the hot one, which I don't find that any of them are really hot.
He's going hot and heavy in there.
We're going to use the rest of this because there's not much to it.
Guys, we have S. Will in the house. Hi, S. Will.
Hi, S. Will.
We're happy that you're back, buddy.
Hey, Darren, over on TikTok. How's everybody doing over there?
Okay, S. Will is wondering something. He's saying, that makes me wonder, season the ground beef, then make the patties, or make the patties, then season. That's a very good point. You could definitely season the meat, then push it into a patty.
Yeah.
But guys, I wanted this to be the quickest, easiest weekday recipe. If you want to do that, you go for it, but nothing's quicker than pressing it down, sprinkling it on top, getting it into the oven.
I think the least you can handle it, the better. Like, press it down. Don't be mulching it up.
Yes, but did you guys see? I wasn't pressing it, pressing it down. Keeping it fluffy still, not pressing it down so it's like a hard burger. We're not aiming for that. Keep it still light and fluffy.
Okay, we got horseradish.
Good point, S. Will.
We're going to hit this with a little bit of paprika. And we're not going to add garlic because we're just not under any circumstance. But we are going to add in granulated garlic.
Is that garlic?
Garlic. Darren is asking, are we making beef burgers? Yes, Darren, we absolutely are, but we're making them in a very special way. They're sheet pan burgers. So
it's a game changer.
It is. It is an absolute
game changer.
Yeah.
Now, guys, Key is making the secret sauce that turns out to be her secret sauce, because that's not how I developed this recipe. If you want the recipe to the original secret sauce that I have developed for this recipe, you can head to CDNbeef.ca. It's on the Canada Beef website. It's already there. You guys can check it out, or you can just watch and play back what Key's created here. And from the looks of it, I like the color.
We're going to add in some onion too. How's that?
Ooh, that's a good idea.
What?
Don't aggressively put that in there.
Because when I make a burger sauce, it does have onion mixed into it, like freshly chopped onion. And if I had, that's why I checked the fridge, because I thought we had pickles. I was going to just do the old switcheroony on you.
Well, I ate them.
Okay.
They used to be in there. They're not there.
They weren't available in my array of condiments, but I was going to just add that in. Saucy Rossi's agreeing. You know what? Let's add a little bit more onion, because that's going to be the secret, because you want to add the cooked onion is going to get on the burger. Actually, you forgot the onion.
No, it doesn't go on there. It goes, we cook the burger.
I got scared there for a second.
This is how this goes. We're going to cook the burger. 15 minutes. Easy peasy. No looking. No flipping. No nothing. Okay? It comes out. We're going to drain the fat. I've already made a batch ahead of time, just due to time. I didn't know if we would get to it. So this is what the fat, this is obviously like congealed now, but this is what the fat looks like when it comes out of the oven. I'll show you guys how to do that. I put a paper towel in the bowl, because I don't know if anyone's ever drained hot fat before into a bowl. If you don't have the paper towel in there, it could easily splash out and get you. We don't want that to happen. So put a napkin in there, put a paper towel in there, and it helps collect it and prevent some splashback. Okay?
Very interesting tip.
Yes, and it's very, very easy, guys. You're going to see how easy this is to make these burgers.
Then you can wipe that off of there and use it for other stuff if you wanted to. Make a bird feeder.
Oh, yeah, of course. There's tons of different things that you can do with the fat.
Yeah.
Totally.
So don't let that go to waste, because there's lots of things you can do with it.
Now, our cheese is ready. I'm on standby for our burg before it comes out of the oven, and we're going to drain the fat. So who would like to go for a dip dive while Key's still doing her thing?
I would go for a dip dive. What I was just going to say is, what's great about having the onion that we're going to add on is you get the flavor of a cooked onion in chopped form once it's cooked and it comes off in the burgers. But why I like to add it to the sauce is because then you get the flavor of a raw onion. It ain't my first time making burgers, people.
That
All
needs
right?
a slow clap, okay?
Thank you.
My thoughts exactly, guys. And especially because these onions only go in for 3 minutes into the oven, just basically to get that fresh onion flavor off, but it's technically not like a sauteed onion. There's a little bit of bite to them still, and paired with the freshness of the onion in the sauce, next level.
We're going to add a little onion powder too.
S. Phil saying, where's the heat? He needs some heat in the sauce, S. Kiki.
I don't want heat in the sauce.
I could definitely go heat in the sauce. I could go heat anywhere.
All right.
Well, let's go for a dip dive, guys. Let's see what we got coming out of the bread box of questions today.
Okay, S. Will, just for you, I will go in with a little cluck and squeal savory spicy. Okay? That's just for you, S. Will.
You ain't going to go wrong with that.
Just a tiny, tiny bit.
Ooh,
this will help.
Good.
This will be nice in the color too. All right, that's it.
All right, guys. Question coming to us from the bread box of questions today. This question goes out to everybody watching and listening. What is the best food to eat on a first date? Okay, this comes from Devesh Hardy. This comes from Devesh Hardy, and he's also asking, or I'm not sure, he or she is asking, can I take either of you out on a date? So they don't want to specify between me. They're not
just
locking
whoever.
into one.
Okay.
They're just saying, who's up for it? I'm up for you. Okay.
How many times has it happened to me and you? It's like nobody.
Guys, anybody in high school that we dated basically tried with the other one first. They're like, where am I going to land here?
Yeah,
where am I going to land here?
No, they tried with one and struck out. They'd be like, yeah. And we're like, are you kidding? You think you can have it with the other sister? No.
Look, sometimes it worked.
No.
Sometimes it worked.
No, it didn't. Okay, here's the sauce.
Okay, I'm going to go in there and give this a little taste. Guys, look at what Key's created for us. There's some chunkiness. The onion, I think, is like mandatory now. I'm going in for a little taste here. Buddy, it does not need the pickle. The horseradish gives it that vibe. Guys, trust me. The horseradish.
I'm not buying it.
I am. And you guys need to try it.
To me, the pickle is what's makes it necessary. Why can't you do both, horseradish and pickle?
I don't want stuff overtaking the burger. Okay, and CJ, as a man that goes sauceless, he's gonna know what I'm talking about. You don't want to overdo the taste of the burger here.
Okay, wait. Farrah's answering the question.
Yes, guys. The question is, what is the best food to eat on a first date?
All right, I'm just gonna.
It's a very good question.
Very good question. Farrah is answering it by saying wings. LOL. Just kidding. You know what, Farrah? I kind of agree with that.
Farrah, that wings are not at all what I would have thought, and that's why she's saying just kidding, because everyone knows on a first date, most people want to keep it clean.
I don't.
They don't want to get stuff all over their face. They want to keep it nice and nice and ladylike.
Let me tell you something. I am not the type of person that goes out with someone on a date and is just like, I'm just going to have the salad and try to look like I don't eat anything. If I can, which is like for me.
You love a salad. Don't act like you don't love a salad.
No, I do. And sometimes that's the only thing I can get at certain restaurants because that's like by default, I have to get a salad. But if they have food I can eat, I'm going to be eating.
Okay, I 100% agree, but I'm
not going to be like, I'm not 18 trying to look like I don't eat to impress people. Like,
can I just say what I agree
salt
with
and pepper your tomato. A little tip there too. You got to salt and pepper everything.
I take it back. I like the paper thin.
Yeah, because then you can double up. All right.
Okay, CJ, my goodness. He said he never wanted to keep it clean on a first date. Okay, so he's not going for a clean meal on a first date.
Darren saying a steak dinner. Very nice. Darren keeping it classy.
Darren, I like your answer, and it's going to go to what I have to say about that. My only rule on a first date, for me personally, is I don't want to eat something you have to pick up. Although I love a burger, I love wings. Those are actually two of my faves.
I think it takes the pressure off.
Pizza, I don't do on Mary saying pizza. I will eat anything and everything. You can eat fork and knife and control the bites. I don't want stuff all over my face.
See, I don't care. And if someone's going to be judging me for like what I'm ordering or if it's on my face, not my kind of person.
Okay, but Saucy Rossi has a good reason for what he's saying. He's saying, y'all are crazy. Always a light meal because the fun comes after the food. You don't want to bloat up. You don't want to bloat up and out.
I want to be eating whatever I want to be eating.
Fork and knife. Fork and knife will get you there.
All right. I think first dates are very interesting because Jason's saying controlled bites.
Yes.
Something that
Yes.
you can easily be able to, yeah.
I once was taken on a first date to Montana's barbecue. Is it barbecue steakhouse or something?
Something like that.
Barbecue
Montana's
house
Bar
or
and Grill.
something. Is that a
Montana's-
Canadian thing?
I don't know.
Montana's Bar and Grill.
Yeah, that sounds right.
And I got the meatloaf dinner that was like meatloaf, mashed potatoes, green beans, and I was like, I feel comfortable with this because it ain't ribs.
You can
Did I
govern.
want to get the ribs? Yes, I did. Did I get them? No, I didn't.
I think what you get on a first date says a lot to the opposite person.
Mm-hmm.
One time I went on
But
a first
meatloaf,
date.
you don't think that deserves a second day after getting meatloaf?
Like, are you saying that's a good thing to
Yes,
order? Yeah,
I
that's
think
pretty
so.
good. Yeah. I went on a date once, and this guy, I think I've mentioned this story before, this guy was like really, really into like health and fitness, which I also am as well. But like there's like into health and fitness where you care about what you look and you're just eating like chicken and rice and nothing else. And then there's health and fitness, like a balanced, healthy lifestyle. This guy gets, I forget even what he got. He got something and was pushing aside all his carrots. And I was like, why aren't you eating your carrots? And he's like, carrots are a waste of time. There's too much sugar. Sugar in a carrot?
In a carrot?
I was like, bye.
See, and so like that can actually turn someone off in itself.
Pretty to look at, but no, thank you.
James is saying barbecue steak, baked potato, and salad. It works. James, I would give you a second date if you ordered that on a first date.
Okay, wait. Jason's saying, yeah, meatloaf for the first date means no action. That's like sweater food.
Excuse me? Meatloaf on a look, and I will have
you gotta watch the gas level.
There was no other. It was a dinner, and that was the end of that evening. Okay, so I was fine. As Will is saying, me too. Never hold back. I always say happy tummy, happy chemistry.
Yes.
Okay, but you gotta watch what you order though for happy tummy. Kathy's saying, I usually stuck with chicken of some sort, safe on my tummy. Guys, see, there's a lot of thought that goes into.
We're all concerned with gas, everyone. Someone say it. I got to be the one to take it down for everyone. We are all concerned with the after effects of what we eat. And for me being plant-based, guys, I got it worse than everyone.
Amen, sister.
All right. We've got our
okay. I need to like juggle this around somehow.
Yeah, and our burgers are looking phenomenal in there, honey.
Guys, we got a minute 13 until they come out. Until I'm going to be draining the fat.
Yeah, so actually Rossi's saying that's a red flag with the carrots. It was to me too.
Yeah.
Just to say no second date for that person.
Yep, agreed.
Okay, who is ready to make a beverage?
Kathy's saying you said it, Kiki.
Okay, it is time for cheers to the weekend.
Let's
and
do this.
We're making something really delicious that just happens to be alcohol free this week. Okay, we're going to be making a very interesting drink. I found this last weekend. And this is a limited edition sparkling water that I was so excited about. We're going to be making a birthday cake mocktail. So we've got beautiful martini glasses here at the ready.
Can we speak about the can? Can on point.
Look at the can.
It has sprinkles on the top.
I think the can is so cute. And it says, don't eat it, drink it. Like talking about it being, and it says, be unique, drink candy can.
It's called candy can?
It's called candy can. That's
okay, I'm obsessed with that.
So yeah, this one's birthday cake. I'm very interested to hear if it is going to taste like birthday cake. And this is going to be a really, really simple beverage. We're going to test what this tastes like. And we're going to make it look kind of like a dessert. Okay.
Okay, we're going to pause you for 1 sec.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay. Because our ground chuck is ready to come out of the oven. For the 15 minutes is up. I will show you guys what we're working with here.
Okay. Let's see. Let's check it out. Michael is saying no green peppers on a date. Very interesting. Why not peppers? I would say no green, like leafy greens of some kind at the risk of them getting in your teeth. Ooh,
guys, check this out. Okay. Check that out. There's some browning already. See how it constricts? We started out, you can see the rim around. That's how much this has shrunk because look at all that luscious, juicy fat that we have here. Okay. So what we're going to do is because Key has given me everything on here, I'm out of space.
I needed the room.
Okay, I'm just going to shove down a little bit.
Okay, Michael's saying again for gas. We're talking gas still. We're on the topic of gas.
The peppers. Yeah. I've heard peppers do that.
Really? I've never heard that.
Guys, any veg can do that.
Cauliflower, yeah. The cruciferous veg, yes. Steer clear, people. First date. Yeah, beans and legumes.
Guys, check this out. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if we can. I'm kind of like off center here. Okay, we're really blocking here. Sorry, guys.
That's okay. We'll
check
hold it
this
up.
Here. Let's go right here so you guys can see what we're doing here. Okay, you're just pouring the fat into the bowl there. Make sure you wipe up underneath because that's going back into the oven.
We don't want a grease fire.
You don't want a grease fire. Look at how easy. Look at how easy that was.
CJ said I too am luscious and juicy. CJ, from the sounds of it, with how your diet's going, you're not going to be that juicy anymore. It sounds like the juice factor has gone down a bit. Way to go, buddy.
Yeah,
you're doing great.
CJ, the juiciness is in your soul. It ain't gonna go down.
And he's still luscious.
Okay, guys, check this out. Look it. No cheese falling into the grill grates. Guys, we are grill masters, as you guys know, and I don't know how many times we have to sit here and try and convince you this winter to not fire up your grill. Like, seriously, I'm like, we love grilling, we love smoking, but there ain't no need for it. Look at how easy that is.
And this is a lot less work than traditional like smash burgers. Like, that's the whole point. It's like you could do smash burgers on a griddle or things like that, but
it's still cooking in its fat. That's why people love a smash burger, because it's cooking in its fat.
Darren's asking what cheese is this?
This is an old, Darren, that's a great question. This is an old cheddar. You want to throw a marble on there. You want to throw any kind of cheese. A pepper jack is like, people don't sing about pepper jack enough. It's wonderful.
It's not as popular.
You want to throw a pepper jack in there? I ain't going to be mad at it. Okay, honey, put that back. Okay. This is going back into the oven for 3 minutes. And then he is going to be back on Cheers to the Weekend. But guys, can I just even get a mid-round of applause here? That's the lame round of applause. This is key.
I don't want to hurt everybody's ears.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's my mic is right there. Yes, honey. Very spectacular. That's going to be really, really great. I like that you did. That was completely even.
And I need to apologize to Key because I have been talking about these burgers for the past 4 weeks.
Thank you. I'm getting irritated.
I'm gonna, and you know what, guys? If you make them, please send them to us.
She's made them like 100 times.
Yeah, S Will's giving me a round of applause. S Will, thank you. So is Gary. I've made them many times, and I want you guys to as well. And if you do, I want to see them because I want to talk about them forever. All right, they're going back in for 3 minutes, honey. You're back on.
All right, they're going back in. Let's crack open this can and see what it's like. So we're gonna start off with adding in. It doesn't really smell like birthday cake. Let's see what this color is like. Ooh, it's like a pinky.
I was not expecting it to be a color.
I was wondering if it was going to be a color.
Gorge. Okay, absolutely gorge.
I may have filled these too high, but we're going to just do this. I would like the flavor of the sparkling water to really shine in this. So all we're going to do.
Can I just smell that before?
Here.
Yes, it does.
I don't feel like
yes, it does.
My smell is still off.
Are you joking? Yes, it does.
See, I can't. That doesn't smell like candy at all. Or birthday cake, at all to me. But my smell is definitely crossed. Does it? Does it
Where
taste like
are you
icing?
finding this stuff?
It's a secret. It's my secret. Look it up. I'm sure you can find it yourself. Okay, so then we're gonna add on some whipped cream. Look at this. Look at how cool this is, guys.
This is the coolest, cutest mocktail I've ever seen.
You're telling me that if you were at a restaurant and you ordered and they had a birthday cake.
Oh, no, she's hitting us with the cherries, buddy.
A birthday. Oh, I probably should have done sprinkles first.
Hitting us with the cherries.
Okay. We're going to do a cherry on top.
Those are like kid friendly too. Kids would love to get that like at a restaurant.
And
move over Shirley Temple.
Look at it. Wouldn't be a birthday cake. You have to have these beautiful sprinkles. Ooh. In order for this to have like birthday cake vibes. When I was a kid, I would be tantalized by those sprinkles. I remember anything that had sprinkles on it. I was like, oof.
Why are sprinkles so like you just are like dazzled by
them? Look at that. Okay.
I don't get it.
That's all there is to it.
Saucy Rossi, dang, this is lit.
Isn't that so cool?
It is.
Okay, so honey, I made one for you and for the temp. So this one's yours.
No, you have it.
I can't.
You can't have it?
No.
If you can't have it, this is all for me? Okay, I need a straw.
Okay, so this is for you. I'm going to give this one to the temp. Tell me how it is. I'm very curious to hear.
All right, I'm going purple straw.
Here you go, sir.
Giving this a taste test.
I need a straw, too.
And I said no.
Okay, this isn't going to go with the straw, I don't think. Now, guys, what is everybody?
I'm going to get it all over my face.
What is everybody cheersing with, honey? Get your beverage. Guys, let's all cheers together. I want to know what people are drinking right now.
Everybody raise their glass. It's weekend.
Scared? Okay,
it's weekend, everybody. Okay, tell me what that's like.
It's pretty good.
Is it? What's it like?
It is very birthday cakey.
Is it really?
but with a sparkle to it, 'cause it's sparkling water.
Very
And
interesting.
and a light sweetness, not overly sweet. You know, I can't take the sweet, but a light sweetness. Did you show this up to the camera?
I don't know
Did
if
you
I
actually,
did.
guys, look at what that looks like here.
Isn't that cute?
The sprinkles make it.
I
Okay?
would love, I think restaurants are really dropping the ball with the non-alcoholic drink section. There's so much you could do. They don't cost a lot of money, and just get a little creative. CJ is holding up his protein shake. Way to go, CJ.
Yes, guys, cheers to the weekend, everybody.
Yes.
Gary's throwing up a coffee mug. Gary, you're at work right now. I hope that's just coffee, okay? Esmil throwing up a, that's what she said, temp. I don't know what temp said, but it was a, that's what she said.
I heard it. I'm not gonna repeat it.
Becca is saying cute, and Kathy is saying, no, Kathy said cute, and Becca's saying lucky temp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
guys,
guys, I am embracing the whipped cream stash. You know what? It's worth it.
all right.
That's ready. The burgers are ready. I'm going to pull these out. We're going to
Okay.
get one plated up. Guys, again, if you want today's recipe, visit CDNbeef.ca. I think Mary said she's going to be making it this weekend. Guys, if you make it, if you make it and you don't send me a picture, I'm not going to be pleased with you guys.
You please do, or else I'm gonna have to hear about it. Tag us, and we will add it to our story. Flirty Murray has been talking about these nonstop, day and night,
Okay.
and for good reason. Look at how good they look.
I'm
Nice,
sorry.
crispy
I'm
exterior.
giving myself a round of applause on
Buddy,
that one.
way to go.
Absolutely.
Way to go.
Okay, I'm going to show this up, honey. Watch out.
I
I'm
gotta
going to
get it
show
out of the way.
TikTok because let's just get this for all it's worth, guys. You guys saw in real time how quick and easy that was. Now, just to give this a closer look, that is really, really hot though, but just to give this a closer look, I'm going to bring it to this camera as well. Guys, look. Look at how melty and wonderful and succulent that is. You guys can see there's some browning, and we didn't make that on a grill. I was shocked the first time I made that.
I know it's very, very
I don't get it.
interesting.
I do
Okay,
not
so
get
let's
it.
see how you plate this up, though.
Okay, I'm not going to cut those ones because this is scalding hot, and if you do, the cheese will just run out,
Okay.
and that's not the whole point of that, okay? So I have these ones done ahead of time, and they're exactly what we just made just right before the show. Check that out. Okay, so then guys, what you're going to do is just eyeball it, cut down the middle. You got your 4 patties. Some people have pointed out this looks like a Wendy's burger.
Yes, to me,
Because it's square.
yes.
And it was, I don't know why, but eating a square burger, I loved it.
Weird.
Eating a square burger, fun.
Yeah, I think square to me is very appetizing because I do personally, used to love a Wendy's burger.
Yeah.
Can anyone confirm if Wendy's is made a plant-based burger?
I'm not sure.
Because
I'm
I
not
would like to
sure.
go there again.
Guys, we're going to go on with a untoasted bun. Sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I like the softness of an untoasted bun.
Yes, me too. I don't ever like a toasted bun.
I'm just going to leave that off to the side here. Okay?
Personally, like not a fan of a toasted bun.
Sometimes I am, but I feel like that makes it harder to eat.
Yeah, I never am. I like it nice and soft.
Okay. I also, as you guys know, we are huge proponents of parchment. I didn't say that we use parchment there, but then you have no issue getting that off.
Yes.
Okay? We're going to go in with Key's perfectly paper thin tomatoes, which she has lovingly salted and peppered for us. We can't forget the sauce here. Okay, we're going to put some sauce. I always do sauce on the bun.
Me
I know
too.
some people like drizzle on there, but I feel like it catches better on the bun.
Now, rookie mistake is doing sauce on top and bottom.
Yes.
You got yourself a slip slide.
That's speaking from experience.
Yes.
That's someone who's done it.
Because I love sauce. So to me, I'm like, more sauce is better, but that's not necessarily true.
Oh my goodness gracious. Guys, come on.
Yes.
Do you believe that was made in an oven?
No, that looks
Do
amazing.
you believe that show TikTok? Do you believe that was made no flipping, no patty making? Why do I sound like an infomercial? But guys, it's seriously so easy.
Look at how good that looks.
James also saying no to a toasted bun.
Really?
Yes.
James.
Now, guys, I do this whenever I'm having a burger. I do that, and I'm not going to be opposed cutting it in half. Okay. Sometimes I do
It's
that.
because she's dainty. I would just go in there.
No, it's because it's well, I guess like some of it can be because I'm dainty too, but I also just like I prefer eating any sandwich cut in half. Check that.
Oh, that's gonna be good. I can tell.
I have to say, bun to burger ratio on point.
Yep.
You know how Joyce was saying about like the multiple patties?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't into that, guys. Check that out. Does that not look spectacular? I feel like once you start throwing 2, 3 on there, it's not right. It's not right.
No, it's not. And all you're doing, it's just gonna say the same thing. It'll slip right out.
Mhm. Okay, I'm drooling already. I'm going in.
All right, let's see what these are like. Although I think we can already gather. I think we know.
Mm-hmm.
This is one that you can tell what it's like.
Guys. Oh. Mm-hmm.
Oh yes, that looks really, really great, honey.
This ain't my first time, and it sure as heck ain't gonna be my last time I make
You've
these
eaten these
burgers.
like every night for the past
They've
2
been on my
weeks.
menu since I made them. Like, and I have them 2 nights in a row. Because when I make them, this is gonna make 8, but I make them into 6, so they're massive. And I have them 2 nights in a row. They make a great leftover too.
But if something's good, I can eat it like 3 nights
Mhm.
and not care.
See, and like even you would think that because we didn't season the underside, it wouldn't be seasoned enough. Seasoning on point. That sauce, creamy, delectable. It ain't missing the pickle. Just gotta say.
I'll be the judge of that.
All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's show. If you guys want any more information on this recipe, on many other beef recipes, head to CDNbeef.ca. And like I said, if you make this and you don't send us a picture, I ain't going to be your friend anymore, okay? I'm just
please
putting it
do
out
it,
there. I'm
guys.
just putting it out there. Do it.
And don't forget to join us on Maddie and Kiki After Dark if you are part of our After Darkers Club on Patreon. And if not, we will see you guys next week, same time, same place.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great weekend, barbecue family.